Hi, this is Dr. Branham. This video today is a video hopefully to help you get started and get going on your assessment and evaluation project, the project that you're writing on the Beaumont Unified School District. First, let me tell you, there is an actual Beaumont Unified School District in California. I am very familiar with it, but this particular example that I'm giving you is entirely fictional. I just use Beaumont as a name. The school district doesn't exist. So don't go on the internet and say, okay, what can I find out about these elementary schools? Most of these elementary schools are fictional names. They don't exist. What I'm giving you is a fictional example. And what I want you to do in this project is to do an evaluation, an assessment evaluation of this grant proposal that the Beaumont Unified School District is proposing here in this fictional school district. I want to give you a few pointers though here. First, please read all of the directions carefully. The students that have the biggest problem with this assignment are the students who don't read the directions closely. Because if you don't read the directions closely, you will not do the assignment properly. So please let me encourage you, read all the directions. I didn't type out a whole long list of directions for fun. I did it because there are certain things that you have to do on this assignment to do it well. So please look at those very carefully. I'm going to help today though by trying to show you a strategy and a place to go to do a very good paper on this assignment. First, I'm going to share my screen and show you the rubric. Now you will see the rubric when you go to course content and then you go under this assignment, the assessment evaluation assignment, you will see the rubric in your notes. This is an important part of your assignment. What you should do is print this rubric out because this rubric gives you a guide on what to write on these assignments. And matter of fact, this rubric tells you your subtitles throughout the paper. So you should do the paper in the order of the rubric, and you should use the same subtitles, and you should address the things that the rubric asks you to address. Okay, first, you have an introduction. It basically tells you how to do that introduction there. Basically tell me what to do on that, what you're doing with this assignment on that introduction. It's only 5% of the paper. And then you get into the meat of the paper. The second section, assessment of current situation in Beaumont Elementary Schools. You in this assignment are given many statistics of what's going on in Beaumont schools. And what I want you to do here is tell me what's going on by looking at that data. Now, you can give it a passing grade by just telling me what the data says. But if you really want a very good grade on this section, this 10% section, you need to expand on just instead of just telling me what the data tells you, put the numbers together and make some conclusions from the numbers themselves. The story is inside those numbers and putting them together. It gives you conclusions about what's going on in the school district. So if you want to make a really good grade on this section, it doesn't have to be very long, but it would be great if you can put those numbers together, look and make conclusions about the atmosphere and the environment of what's going on with these kids going to school. Then sections 3 through 6, if you look through the rubric, 3 through 6, you'll notice that they have page numbers on them. The page numbers are there to guide you. And as you know from your assignments, section 3 starts with a need for evaluation outcome. You read this in these assignments. Now, the main assignment was to read Measuring Outcomes. This is by Clegg and Spark. You can get it off the course content. It's also free on the internet. If you want to do it that way, you can do that. It's a nice printout. It's 55 pages. This one is front and back. And it's to me, it's the best nonprofit article on measuring outcomes or assessment evaluation of outcomes that there is. I mean, I'm just amazed at how good it is. And probably if I stop sharing my screen for a second, I can show you that, this is the nice clean version, right? This is my personal version here of measuring outcomes. As you can see, this is, sometimes you can conclude what a professor thinks about an article by looking at the condition of the article itself. I read this all the time. I think it's clearly the best publication when it comes to outcomes. And if you see what I do in it, there's lots of things that are underlined and highlighted. The pages are bent because I've been through it so many times. I have notes on the back, not pretty notes, but they're notes. Some notes even on the front, on the side. I go through this all the time. Now, the reason why I put this on your rubric here is what I put is, excuse me, what I do on the rubric. Let me reword this. What I do on the rubric is I give you page numbers from measuring outcomes for you to look at in writing these sections. If you look at the page numbers in measuring outcomes, you'll see, for instance, the second section, the need for evaluation. I say, okay, explain the purpose of evaluation. That's in the rubric. Go to page 8. It says see page 8. Go to page 8 and see what Clegg and Smart say about the purpose of evaluation. That's going to help you write this section. Explain what an evaluation is. Page 6 of measuring outcomes explains what an evaluation is. Okay, explain why outcome measurements are important. Page 6 and page 10 from the rubric. If you go to page 6 and page 10 in this publication, it gives you a good explanation. So the reason why these page numbers are here is because I want you to at least refer to those so that you write a paper that makes sense on these subjects. The same is true for section 4, the outcome articulation and measurement of your proposed program. If you go there, you can see in the rubric the page numbers that you should look at. Excuse me, to write this. You see those page numbers. It will help you write a very detailed assessment for this that you need here. Your proposed intervention, you can go to pages 16 through 18, read those. It will help you write this section. Implementation of the evaluation plan. Pages 21 to 31 of measuring outcomes give you detailed information on this. So please have this book handy while you are writing this paper. It will help you, especially with sections 3 through 6. This is the best guide that you can have. Use it, please. Okay, and then the last two sections, 7 and 8, are just discussion and references. With references, make sure you use the APSA style guide, okay? And a lot of people, you're going to have to cite measuring outcomes in your paper. So that's got to be in your references, among other things if you put the other sections or other articles in there. Make sure you do it by APSA style. First hint, APSA uses full last and first names when they make references. They don't use initials. You make sure you have the year in the right place. Make sure you have the publication in the right place, and so forth. Put that style down. It's an easy 10 points if you do it correctly, because I look at that and I say, okay, it's in the correct style. If it's not in the correct style, points come off. So just make sure you can do that. And there's a reason for that. When you're writing things as a nonprofit leader, you're going to have to follow directions closely. And so you have to get used to being able to do that. So you go through, a lot of people have a hard time finding the authors of this. And sometimes they say, well, I didn't find an author. There is no author. There are authors on this, and you just need to go ahead and find them in the publication, properly reference them, and put that in your reference section. I will be looking at that as part of your grade as well. I wish you well on this project. If you read the directions very closely, if you use measuring outcomes, if you use your rubric, you are going to do very well on this, and it's going to be a good grade for you. So I wish you well, and I'm looking forward to reading your paper. Thank you very much.